There comes a moment in every artist's life when the applause dims, the lights dim, and the only question that remains is one no audience can answer. Who am I if the music is gone? For Josh Turner, that moment wasn't a metaphor. It was a terrifyingly real one. Long before millions of Americans fell in love with the distinctive voice behind Your Man and Long Black Train, before the sold-out theaters, before the standing ovations, before becoming one of the most recognizable voices in country music, Josh Turner faced a nightmare no singer ever wants to hear: the possibility that he might never sing again. Today, many fans view Josh Turner as a man whose career seems almost timeless. His deep baritone still fills concert halls. His songs continue to be discovered by new generations. His marriage has endured in an industry where lasting love often seems impossible. From the outside, it seems like a life built on certainty. But beneath that calm voice, this is a story of survival, not just surviving scandal, not just surviving fame, but surviving something far quieter and, perhaps, far more terrifying. The fear of losing the gift that has defined his existence. Now approaching 50, Josh Turner continues to tour across America, night after night, city after city. He steps onto a stage where thousands of fans await a single familiar voice. And when the first note finally leaves his lips, time seems to stand still. This is the same voice that captivated Nashville over 20 years ago. Only now, he carries something he didn't have before: experience, gratitude, and the undeniable weight of all he's been through. Because every performance reminds him of something most audiences rarely think about. There was a time when doctors weren't sure if his voice would ever return. Years before his breakthrough, Josh had suffered a serious hemorrhage in one of his vocal cords. To most people, that would sound like a medical diagnosis. To Josh, it sounded like the possible end of his future. Surgery became inevitable. Then weeks of complete silence followed. No singing, no talking. Whispers were forbidden. Imagine a man whose life's purpose had always been expressed through music, suddenly forced to live in absolute silence, not knowing if the voice God had given him would ever return. In later interviews, Josh admitted that those weeks had changed him forever, not because they made him stronger, but because they taught him how fragile every blessing truly is. Against all odds, his voice returned. It hadn't weakened. It hadn't changed, almost exactly as audiences know him today. That recovery was more than a medical miracle. It laid the foundation for everything that followed. From then on, Josh no longer took the stage, hoping for success. He stepped onto every stage with gratitude. Today, there are no credible reports that Josh Turner is battling a serious illness. For fans who sometimes worry after seeing online rumors, the reality is far more encouraging. He continues to record music. He continues to tour. And perhaps most importantly, he continues to live the life he always said was most important. Away from the public eye, away from Hollywood, at home with Jennifer, the woman who stood by his side long before that record deal, long before that platinum album, long before the world knew his name. Together, they have raised 4 sons. In interview after interview, Josh says that the greatest achievement of his life isn't a #1 record. It's being there as a husband, as a father, as a man whose family knows him, not as a celebrity, but simply as a father, as